Leo gonna be first up versus Goeris, as they're both starting off a little bit more on the safer side, summoning up the Earthy Elemental immediately. For Leo, that's an opportunity to at least build up a bunch of resources, so he's good to go versus Goeris. Goeris seen him building up for it. He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna actually back up out of that. I need a better angle. He kind of wants to see if he can catch Leo out in the open. Leo wants to play around the pillar just so he have some sort of an escape. Is gonna go knocking back on all the riders, tricking with a burrow down for Goeris. This is gonna be Leo's most amount of damage. Trying to see if he can stay on top of Goeris. It's gonna go for IBF, silence to follow, rotating into a wall. Should help him live this. Still has a bulwark totem in case it needs to. Will not need it. Plenty of healing. All that damage Leo was putting out. Goeris has been able to counter it. He did have to use 2 big defenses though. It is going to be a full ascent, however. So if you can keep Leo out in the open like this, not letting him go anywhere, just lashing at him with those wind strikes again and again. Chain of Ice for Leo, trying to see if he can back up out of there. Leo stole some kind of a spell from Goeris. I'm not exactly sure what he stole. Maybe a heal. Maybe he stole like a lightning bolt. Maybe a tempest. Maybe the leap a bit. Lightning bolt. It was a lightning bolt. That's literally what he hit him with. But Leo's still not out of the woods. Hold on a second. He's still getting zapped up. Those lightning bolts are not doing the most amount of damage. At least those ones that followed up. But still, they do quite a decent bit. Rooted down. Goeris, do you have yourself a big go? Blind out for Leo. Leo is trying to see if he can find himself a bit of cover. A bit of the recovery. He needs this right now. He needs a moment here. He needs a moment to get himself a little bit of healing. For Goeris, this is an opportunity to go in. He needs to find a way to break past the slows. Lock down Leo. I don't think for Goeris, waiting and staying back is a good move. I think while Leo's cooldowns are down offensively, that's where you need to get in there. Bulwark is going to be your only protection here, as Leo's setting up for a go here. He's got himself riders coming up in just a second. Goeris finds himself with less than half health. He got a Bulwark without even getting anything out of him. Without really committing to many cooldowns. Stun onto Leo. There goes the riders. There goes the full stun with the silence to follow up. Goeris is very limited on what he can do. Quick stun for a second. Do you have another stun? Do you have another anything at all? And Leo just takes it. Oh my god. This is where I really think, like, once you have a Frost DK on the back foot walking away from you, you gotta go for the jugular. You have to go for the jugular. That is so rough, because if this guy plays out, literally he's a sub rogue with a plate armor, 2 heavy swords, and no stealth. And I mean, literally same play style though. He walks up to you, bursts you down, doesn't kill you, back up out of there, come back later. Come back later, you know, let's do a range check on you. I'll visit you next time. He is surrounded by a bunch of demons, however. They're not doing as much damage as they normally would be. Plus, his health healing has gotten a lot better ever since they buffed it up. Not like Frost DK's healing is like insane or anything, but it has gotten a lot better. Leo is able to at least keep himself alive here. As long as he's not overwhelmed with too many demons, he's actually doing kind of okay. And he's got himself potentially Dark Sim that he can spell steal from Rick. Will not be able to Dark Sim a Mortical, although that would have been amazing. Silence on a Rick. They're trying to Dark Sim him. You have a grip? Oh no, I think he walked away from him. I think he decided to walk behind the pillar, but he didn't see that Rick was right behind him. Does give him an opportunity to at least back up out of there. He used pillar. He does have riders. He does have AMS. That is going to be a full tyrant with a demon doggo. This is going to be the worst of damage that Rick can do right now. And if Leo can live this, he'll be okay. You just got to be very careful with that tyrant. Blind on all the pets. That helps out a bunch. Death Indicate to slow him down as well. It also helps out a bunch. Like, as long as he's keeping himself okay, he's fine. Rick is setting himself up in a situation where he needs a gateway, needs a port. If he can just escape the full go of Leo, he'll be fine. He just needs to escape. He needs to continuously just keep slamming in more pets at him as best as possible, but he just needs to escape. Because you can see way stronger than it really is. It's great calm decision making. Bro, Leo is actually pretty good DK. Yeah. Definitely really good. I love to watch this man play Frost DK. He can't win every game because, you know, Frost is just not in that situation. But he definitely does make some great decisions. Does go for the full stun. Rick, is that a silence to follow up? Dark Sims. I don't know what he's going to be able to Dark Sim off of him. But he's definitely going to be able to Dark Sim something. That's going to be Leo trying to see if he can catch up to Rick. Full stun. Axos. Gloomhound. Trying to see if he can keep the pressure. Does he have the damage? Into AMZ. Does break out of it. Pour down for Rick. Unfortunately, and for Leo, he's just trying to see if he can back up out of there. That is still a full army of demons with Demon Doggo's also charging in. A lot of the damage for Rick is going to be Demon Doggo build, because every time you summon a tyrant, or if you get a jackpot proc, you summon like a graded Dreadhound. But even the little Dreadhound get all the procs and all the talent combos. of the Dreadstalkers, and I think that just might be light for Leo, unless he has a way to live this. That is a lot of pet damage, just with Dreadhounds, dude. So, double Felguard, a Gloomhound, and a Tyrant, and a Greater Doggo, not that bad. 2 little doggos, now you're in a bit of a hurt. Now you're in a bit of a world of hurt, because so much of the Demon Warlock playstyle is all about the doggo build. It literally goes to the dogs. Literally all goes to the dogs. Try to go for Immortal Coil. It looks like he was able to pretty well mess it. He's able to avoid it for the most part. And it's really just going to come down to see how Leo escapes out of this situation. He's going to try to see if he can get around. Blind for a second. Rick standing next to a gateway. Potentially could take it. Does he take it? Goes for a kick. Can't go down to okay, not the bad. Does hit himself with the Overlord. Doesn't have a lot of health. Leo needs whatever he can to survive. Steals a wall. Hold on. That wall steal might be the play. He stole the wall. It gives him just enough survivability to potentially do this. Grip around the corner if you can do it. Wraith walk for a second. Tyrant is going to be out next. That's going to just summon even more pets on you and empower the ones that are chasing you. Slow down on all these pets is going to help out a little bit. Whatever slows you can provide will be helpful. Gateway with a Mortal Coil. He's just trying to see if he can end you. AMS is the only thing you can really use right now, huh? You need a heal. More heals, more heals, more heals, more heals, more heals. Summoning up a ghoul, sacrifice that thing. Dampening is super high. If you're gonna have a chance to survive, you gotta sacrifice that thing. There's a Doom Lord hanging around the corner. Silence for a second. Axe toss. Leo, his last breakaway. Is it gonna be enough? Try to see if he can chase it. He got himself maybe survivability. Death Pact is available. Use the Death Pact right now. A Death and Decay for all those other pets while they're chasing after him. Still has a ghoul. He still can sacrifice it. Ideally, should wait until Death Pact is over before he sacrifices that thing, so at least he can get some valuable health out of it. But he's backing up out of there. IBF is also available. He has himself riders. He has himself everything. Technically, this could be the play. AMS for just a second. I don't really know what he sent at the guy. I don't think he sent a death coil at him or anything. Hopefully not. There's going to be Axos, breaks out of it. Blind to follow. Rick has no defenses. This is your chance. If you have anything, Leo, pull from the deep of your core. Mortal Coil runs him out though. Pull everything you have. This is your one last chance. Silence, and he takes it. Oh my God, he takes it. Oh, baby. Eloise, can you give him like a second to breathe? Or no, not gonna happen? Okay, I really don't even need him to get a breather. I'm a mouse sensitivity bugged out, so I'm trying to be, dude, I am moving my mouse inches, millimeter movements to get like this type of like smooth camera angles. I am making barely any movements. My mouse, this is my normal mouse speed right now. Like, this is me barely moving it. This is how fast it is. I am making micro adjustments. If you gave him like a second, I could go and fix it real quick. I gotta get behind my PC. My driver's messed up, I guess, or something. I don't know, dude. Probably needs an update. Or no, gonna be a blind. Does Leo just take a second one? It's gonna be at least possibly with immunity. You may just need it. AMS out for Leo. You got a lot of damage. Can you dark sim anything off of Eloise? I don't think you can dark sim anything fun, right? Like maybe a stun. Chaos Nova, you probably could dark sim that. Probably could dark sim that. You could probably sim Ivy. That'd be hilarious if you could dark sim Ivy though. That'd be insane. Imagine. Eloise just finds herself super low though. Hold on. Hold on. Eloise finds herself super low. First aid may not be enough. Remorseless Winter waiting for you. Still got full demon form available. This could be your chance here. Flying up in the air. Got himself plenty of damage. I don't know if you just dark sim one of those. Can you dark sim a Lance? Might be able to. He's not gonna try for it. Stun. Oh, but the rider does end up taking about. Double rogue left over for the team one. Both of them are ready. With Leo left with not a lot. Initial immediate stun onto Plush if it goes in for advantage. Eyes are available for Leo if he wants to grab them. There is a chain of eyes onto Plush, but he didn't get a dot on him by the looks of it. Or maybe he did? I'm not even sure, to be honest. Local DK is really angry to die. So seriously, dude, seriously, too angry to die. Too angry to die. Who is this man? I still can. God, my mouse, man, is so buggy. I barely moved it there, chat. I'm making some like really micro adjustments, guiding, like using my fingertips to slowly inch it across the mouse mat. Oh no! Oh, Leo, how are you alive? Ain't no way you're alive, right? Ain't no way you live this. Yeah, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Damocles is gonna be up next, picking up the eye immediately. He's not gonna let Plush out of his side at all. Hits up with the disarm for disarm, stun to follow. He does have at least his punches. He has a quick roar just to shatter his defenses into a spear, but he's gonna go for a trinket. Plus, right now, this could be an opportunity to potentially make something happen. Does go for an evasion. This way, Damocles can do some damage. Not all, but some. It looks like it's enough to get Plush running behind the pillar at least. And Damocles needs to find a way to find the guy immediately here. Zerkers can't sap him. Does at least get into combo with the guy. Next one could be huge. Parry. If you could parry a kitten shot, that would have been amazing. Or even just a cheap shot would have been good too. Looks like he may need it immediately. Parry? No parry. Goes in for execute. Blind to follow. If you only had some other way to break out of the blind. Unless you have a leap. First aid. Not gonna force the guy out there. Also, I like your Legion Axe, by the way. That thing looks sick. Matches Emotes super well with that tabard. Hell yeah. Plus, looks like he's gonna go for a reset as well. I was gonna say, does either team have a mage? But it looks like team 2 does have a mage. Oh, what is that leap charge? What is that stealth? How do you stealth that leap charge? Gouge? Trades into a stun? Into another stun? Disarm right after? Fear to follow on that cloak? That actually is a pretty decent trade. They're just trying to minimize each other's damage. Disarm onto Plus does get himself yet another reset. Tell me he's got a bleed on him, right? He doesn't. No, wait, he does. Wait, he does. No, the Vanished Shield did keep him alive there. I was going to save for a second. You just got to make sure you get a bleed on the guy. Sap, Zerkers, is there a bleed? Oh, you got to make sure the bleeds last a while. You got to make sure that Renda's on him. Eyes are up and everything. I don't think you can Dark Sim things that don't cost mana. Technically, certain things are a cast and a spell. Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe it does need a mana cost. Maybe you're correct. I always want to try it though. Because you probably can Dark Sim some wild wacky things. Big burst out for Plush. Parry for Damocles. Keeping him so alive here versus Plush. Does go for a quick roar. One execute. Is this enough? Second charge execute to follow. Is that enough bleed? Rogue. Run. But run. He ran tired. He stopped running tired though, unfortunately. Don't run. You'll just die tired. Gotta be Toxic up next. Few hits. Few bleeds on the Damocles. Quick shiv. And I think it's done. Once he gets below 10% health, those dots, or not? I was gonna say, or not? He's just keeping himself alive, dude. Damocles doesn't want to die. Living up to the name Damocles, man. Damn. Should be Damocles, dude. Damocles. Damn. He cleaves. Toxic does end up taking it. There's just not much more you could do in that situation. We're so high to dampening, man. 30%. 71% dampening. Way too high. Who's up next? Is it the dragon? Mistakes. Is it going to be Rifty? Cobra? Probably should just send Rifty because he hasn't got a chance to play at all. Right? Just let him play the rogue. Unless he's like, you know what? I don't want to do a rogue. I don't want to do a rogue. I actually think it would be the best class for it. I feel like with mistakes, the only way he beats a rogue is if he doesn't make any mistakes at all. Because you're not going to be able to get a lot of healing. And the rogue still has every dot, every cooldown. Kingsbane is up. Mistakes trying to see if he can back up out of there. But the guy just disappeared. Pulled a vanish with Evoker. Dude, there's just not much you can do as Evoker. You got a lot of damage, but you're a glass cannon. Emphasis on the cannon, but emphasis on the glass too. I feel like some classes out there are really hard hitting, and there's like, man, that's kind of like a glass cannon. You know, they can kind of sometimes die, but do a lot of damage. No, Evokers are absolutely fragile. Like, at least in PvP content. I feel like PvE, there kind of can be some survivable. And since Evoker just pop wall and standard mechanics, and they're mostly okay. 30% DR is some work, though. You know what I mean? That is a lot of DR. And 2 charges on it, that is good. Cheap shots back to back on the Cobra. He does get himself a wall to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Toxic is just a matter of time until he goes down and does end up getting taken out. That is so unfortunate. Leo does bring back 3 though. Why is your healing more than your damage as a Death Knight? Hello? Is it just because of those pets? The demons? Jesus, dude. All right, let's get us another going, boys. Yeah.